Hi, today we are in Skagens Museum, and
my name is Andreas Bjerre. I'm a curator here at the museum, and I mainly work with the artists' homes and with the Ancher family. I have a background in cultural history, and I just finished my PhD about Anchers Hus, the museum.
Thanks, Andreas. How would you define the quintessence of the art of Anna Ancher?
Anna Ancher was, in contrast to her male colleagues, she was not educated at the academy. She was trained by her friends and her husband, and she also went a little bit to a private art school. But she had a very intuitive, a very curious approach to art. She continuously developed her style and her art form throughout her life. She started painting portraits similar to her colleagues, but as time went, she got more and more fascinated with the colors and with the light and with the shades, and throughout her life that became her motif. So all the other things in her paintings were just remedies for showing different contrasts of color and light. She was a true colorist in her art.
Okay. If you had to sum up the artist in a single word, what would it be? One word.
Modern, I think.
What is her major impact, the essential mark he has left on the world and on art?
Anna Ancher was one of the very early female artists to really break through. She exhibited, she won medals, she won titles for her art, and she sort of paved the way for a lot of younger female artists to pursue a career.
That's the next question. What was her position on the emancipation of women?
Yeah, she was not politically active. She never spoke about the female cause publicly, but via her actions, and she showed a way to sort of get into and get recognition through her work. She really showed the possibilities of it, of a female, but she never invested in any political project.
Okay, and what view would she take of the condition of the women today?
I think she would be very happy. I think she would appreciate the increasing equality in society from her time till today. But I also think she wanted to develop more. She was very active and curious, and throughout her life she never stalled. So I also think she could see the inequalities still in society,
especially in France.
So I think she would be happy with the progress, but I don't think she would be satisfied that this is.
And in general, of the world today.
She was. She, even though she was very, she's usually very connected to the local Skagen environment. She was the only artist in the colony that was born here. She spent her whole life here. She only painted motifs from the radius within 2 kilometers from her where she was born. But she was very, very internationally oriented. In the house we have hundreds and hundreds of magazines from England and from France and from Germany. And she kept up with politics, she kept up with design and art from all over the world. She was very inspired by Japanese art. The house is filled with manga series and objects, lamps and boxes and swords from Japan. So she was very curious, open-minded for cultures and impressions, and I think she also traveled a lot in her life, and I think she would appreciate the possibility to experience other cultures that we have today. That was more difficult at her time, but she was also when during First World War, we know she was very she paid a lot of attention to what happened in the period after, and she was there was a part of Denmark that was what to say
occupied.
Yeah, and actually after the war, it was part of Germany. So from 1864 until 1920, after World War I, this part of Denmark was German, and then after 1920, they voted to become Danish again, and there was a very big national project in sort of establishing Danish culture in this territory, and she was interested in that.
She was involved.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. How do you explain the fame of Anna Ancher in Denmark and in the whole world?
She was at her own time one of the most famous Danish artists. She was very respected throughout. When she first started exhibiting, she had some criticism. There's her debut at the Academy had a spring exhibition every year, and her debut there, she portrayed an old fisherman from Skagen, sort of very brown colors, and he was very sort of had a very sort of rough appearance, and she was criticized for having portrayed or exhibited sort of an ugly man in such a beautiful, environment. It was supposed to be a place for the beautiful arts, aesthetics, So she had this sort of what we maybe would call today sort of social realism approach, and she always spent a lot of time amongst the locals. Because she was local herself, it was easier for her to gain access to the locals.
Take models with official
exactly.
families.
Get into their houses and spend time there and get to know them and paint them. So what was the question?
How to explain her fame? But I think you had a good answer.
Yeah, and she exhibited also in Paris during the World Expos. She got the silver medals, and she was big, but very humble in a way. She was very private. In Anchers Hus, you can see they have a studio, both Anna and Michael. And Michael Anchers is a very big room, almost a showroom, semi-public room in a way. It would also be a lot of guests, and Anna's has been described as the most private room in Skagen. So her own process was very private. She didn't comment a lot on her own paintings. So she was very well known, very well liked, but also a private nature.
And humble. Okay, thanks a lot. And now our little post questions with one word to answer. What was Anna Ancher's main character trait?
curious, I think.
Mm-hmm. And her main flow?
Flow?
Bad side, perhaps.
Oh, flow.
Flow.
Yes, yeah. What would be her flow? Maybe that she was not more extrovert, or took her place more.
Mm-hmm.
She could have done that with a
little bit shy.
A little bit, I think, especially in public situations. So I think if she had the respect and the sort of the possibility to really speak up, but she chose not to.
Mm-hmm. And what was her favorite occupation when she didn't paint?
I think it was to spend time with her family, both husband and child, but also with her mother and siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Through the whole life, they saw each other daily.
Okay. Do you know her favorite color?
No, I don't.
And the main color on the paintings?
It was sunlight, yellow, orange.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say.
Do you know her favorite piece of music?
No, but I know she played Mendelssohn herself on the piano. We have some of her
partitions.
Yes, partitions, and she played. So I know Mendelssohn was.
And her favorite author?
She was also very close with Georg Brandes, so maybe him.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a guess.
And last question: if God exists, what do you think he said to Anna when he welcomed her?
Thank you for bringing such artwork and light into the world.
Thank you, Andreas.